Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. And in this hour of the program, I want to talk about something really simple, and yet I can't believe people do it. You know, in recent years, my attitude towards relationships has been very negative. My attitude towards chicks, cynical. And the idea of falling in love is, well, quaint. To say the least, quaint. Now, in my life, there have been two kinds of chicks. There have been chicks I've had relationships with. There have been chicks that I simply have sex with. And if I care about somebody, if I have been in love with them, I have attempted, not always successfully, to have something called a monogamous relationship. I've tried that with minimal success. Tried it. Sometimes I failed. Sometimes the other person failed. Sometimes the two of us didn't care enough to make it work. We thought we did, but we didn't. That has happened. There are other times when I've been involved with chicks that it's purely sexual. And those chicks, I don't really know who the other guys are. Don't know. Don't ask. It's like don't ask, don't tell. I just don't know. There are women who I have had sex with who I am certain that they're having sex with other guys. I happen to be the guy of the week or the guy of the night or the guy of the hour. The other guys are somewhere else. Ever been with a chick whose cell phone is ringing continuously? Oh, yeah, they're all friends. These chicks are just like hooking up left and right. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying, when you see a chick whose cell phone is ringing continuously, I guarantee you she's given that number out to every guy she's ever met. And depending on her mood on a given night, she'll give in to any number of them. Or any one of them. No doubt about it. Guys don't talk about the specifics of sex very much with each other. Mostly we just brag that we got some. Every once in a while we'll show the other guys in the group what the chick looks like so they know what we're getting. But we don't really get into the specifics of it. Why? Because the other guy doesn't even care to hear it. Doesn't care. We're not prudes. We just don't care that much. We care about getting our own needs met. You know, what she did to you, what she offered to do to you, how long she did it for, doesn't really do anything for most of us. If we're not getting any, what do we care? It's not that we're prudes. We just don't care. Guys are very much about not only problem solving. You know, you hear people talk about men being problem solvers, fixers. You know, the minute a chick complains about something, I have rats in my house and I don't know what to do. And how many guys say, well, come on, you open the yellow pages, you call Orkin and be done with it, all right? Come on. What you doing? Stop whining. Buck up. Let's go. But guys are also that way about ourselves. I mean, we have needs. We're hungry, we're horny, we're thirsty. And that's what we need. And we go out and we fulfill those needs. We don't need to hear how the other guys got their needs met any more than we need to know that the guy needed a bottle of water and he went to the 7-Eleven and picked up a bottle of Arrowhead. We don't need to know. Not important. You were hungry, so you went and got a pastrami sandwich. Who cares? You needed to get laid. Somebody gave you what you needed. Glad to hear it. Done. We're just not interested. We just don't care. Yet there are people out there, men and women both, who have these oddball situations that I'd like to understand better. Ever shared somebody with someone? I don't mean a threesome. I don't mean a foursome. I don't mean an orgy, okay? Have you ever shared somebody with someone? Like you're dating somebody and you tell your girlfriend about him. And she says, no, he can't be that good. Come on. And so you actually like shared him. I could set that up. I could hook that up. You could be with him. You could see what it's like. Have you ever done that? Guys, same deal. I mean, have you ever had a chick that was like so hot and yet so willing and would like do whatever you wanted? And so you would just like share the chick with your buddies? And she was willing to be passed around? You know, like a joint, just pass around the crowd. Have you ever been with a girl like that? Have you ever shared somebody like that? Whether you were the one offering her up or you were the beneficiary. Have you ever shared a chick or, ladies, have you ever shared a guy with somebody else? Again, very important that we make a distinction here. I'm not interested in your stories about swinging or threesomes or any of that. I couldn't care less. Orgies, no. This is much less showy, much more intimate. Just the idea that you, for example, how many third wheels are out there? Let's take it to this level, okay? Ever been with a third wheel? Like to be a couple. Guy and a girl, and then a second guy who broke up with his wife or broke up with his girlfriend or never has a date or something like that. Ever shared your goal with that guy? How about opposite situation, third wheel, okay? There's a couple, and then there's the girl's best friend, who's a girl. And maybe one night everyone smoked a little weed and you say, hey, go ahead, try it. Give it a shot. And maybe it just goes on like that. Maybe there's like three of you having a relationship. Whatever that is. You know, you see these people on those daytime talk shows and stuff, but I really want to understand this. Have you ever shared somebody that you're with?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Tom is a talk master, so you can't get on this radio and say certain things to him because he's going to eat you alive.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here's our telephone number. Kelly on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's a fictitious name, but hello.
Hello.
Hi. So I'm calling in about the topic.
Yes, I hope so.
Yes. And my experience was when I was 18, I was married, like yourself, at 18, and began to form a relationship with another girl my age.
You mean a friendship?
Yeah, it started out as friends. And then, of course, my husband at the time was interested in a little bit more than that and sort of convinced me and talked me into it at the time. And basically we started a relationship between the three of us, and more or less a monogamous relationship.
Now, this, of course, happened because you got married so young.
Certainly, yes.
Yeah.
No longer married either.
I'm sure you're not.
No. But I am still best friends with the girl and no longer friends with the ex-husband.
Now, how did this work? Did you send them off to a room together? Did you watch them? What happened?
Well, no. First it started off between she and I, and with some liquor involved, and camera and pictures and stuff like that. And slowly the guy became involved as well. And
the guy meaning your ex-husband?
Yes, that's correct.
Right.
And basically it was a sex thing, but then it does turn emotional if you keep doing that with the same people after a while, and, you know, it just totally screws up your relationship.
So were the three of you in bed together, or you did this separately, you and the girl? And
she actually ended up moving in with us in a house in L.A. We all lived together for about 2 years. So
You all live together?
yeah, we all lived together.
Now, if you really needed sex that badly, why did you need to get married?
Well, I was young, and there were some immigration issues. So, being that was the circumstance, we decided that we would get married, not that we would have gotten married if there were no immigration issues involved.
I see.
So it was sort of, there was a purpose for the marriage.
Uh-huh. And what country was he from?
He was from El Salvador.
Uh-huh. Okay. And did he pay you to get married to him?
Oh, no, we had already been dating since since we were kids. So we were in love with each other, but the marriage was for that purpose.
So whose idea was this?
Well, you know, as a teenager, I was always interested in women, but I think he really, you know, sort of pushed us together and sort of, you know, kind of got us going and got us to do it.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
So, if you ever get married again, Kelly, would you ever do that again?
Oh, no, definitely not. No,
Why not?
I wouldn't even do it in a relationship, monogamous relationship. If you care about the other person, it's just not worth it.
Okay. All right, Kelly. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Kyle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, man?
Okay.
All right, so you want to hear the story real fast. Basically, I was dating a girl for a few months and went to a party, and a lot of my friends are always thinking she's hot. So I talked to her into it, and she took them up one by one upstairs.
How many of them?
There's 3 of my friends.
3 of your friends. So she took them up one by one upstairs.
One by one.
And you stayed at the party?
I stayed at the party and talked to her friends. I really didn't care.
So you weren't nailing anybody. You were just hanging out at the party.
Nah, I was just hanging out at the party. I was just letting the homies get at it.
And how did that all turn out?
What's up?
How did it turn out?
You know what? It turned out good. They all owe me big time, is how I say it to them. They probably won't return the favor, but that's all right. It's all right with me. And I'm done with the girl now, so it kind of really doesn't bother me.
How did she feel about that after you had talked her into doing all your friends?
She told me I owed her one or something like that. You know, I just told her, like, okay, I'll do whatever you want, and then I actually broke up with her about 3 days later.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So the reason you were passing her around is because you were ready to put her in the recycle bin anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact I had to talk her into it and let my boys get to them.
And then once you'd served that purpose, or she'd served that purpose for you, you dumped her.
Yes, sir.
And you're proud of it.
That's how it works out, I guess. And the only reason that it brought up to me is my friend got me into listening to you, and he just was like, you know, just treat her how whatever. If you're going to get rid of her, then you know what? Let someone else have some fun.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Brad on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, Tom?
All right, Brad.
Well, I just wanted to call and tell you my story here, Tom. Me and my buddy, we had a 2-bedroom apartment, and he hooked up with this girl that moved in for a couple of months. And I used to constantly sit there and listen to them go at it every single night. And I recall one night having drinks with them and telling them how much it sounded like it was fun and how I'd like to get in on it, too. So the time my buddy and I were in the military, and I was working early mornings, coming home in the afternoons. And about 2 days after I told him that I wanted to get with her as well, I came home, and there she was in a black bra and panties on the couch, telling me that he said it's okay to go ahead and have my way with her.
And did you verify that, or you just went for it and worried about it later?
I just went for it, worried about it later.
And how was it?
Oh, unbelievable.
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 Yeah. And then when you told your buddy about it, what did he say?
He was cool with it.
He was cool with it?
Yep, he knew it was just a short thing for him and her, and he just wanted to have fun.
Amazing. So was it one time, or was it open season after that?
Oh, it was open season for like 3 months.
Really? He was okay with that?
Oh, of course.
Really?
There were times that Man, he would get done, and she'd just walk right across the hall right into my room.
And he was completely okay with this?
He was completely
Now, was he nailing anybody else? Was he nailing anybody else himself?
Oh, of course.
He was?
Yeah.
And she was okay with that?
Yep.
Wow.
I was kind of like his alimony. When I was doing her, he was off with someone else.
And she knew that?
Huh? No, she never found out about that.
Oh, she would have been jealous?
Probably not.
So why did it end?
Huh?
Why did it end?
We got tired of her.
You both got tired of her?
Yeah.
So you both dumped her at the same time?
Yeah, we kicked her out.
Really?
We actually planned it. We planned it around a holiday weekend right before she had plans to go somewhere. We took all of her stuff, threw it out, changed the locks, left a note, said, thanks for the fun time. Here's your stuff.
Wow. And was that the last time you did that, or did the two of you start nailing somebody else?
Yeah, that was the last time, Tom.
Last time. And did he get off on that?
I hope not.
I mean, just knowing it was going on. You know what I mean.
I think he was just all about sharing.
Well, okay. Well, thank you for that, Brad.
Not a problem. Hey, can you take me out with the bong rip?
Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello to Art on the Tom Leykis Show.
Yeah, hi, Tom. How's it going?
Okay, Art.
All right. New listener. Love it, man. Wish I would have tuned in years ago, man.
Me too. Tell you what. I'd have bought the house in Napa by now if you'd been tuned in years before.
Believe me, it would have been well earned.
There you go.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey. Oh, okay. I guess I've got to tell you what happened. Place I was working at last, three buddies from work, of course, we went out drinking one night, and I told them that about a month earlier, I had started taking one of the girls home that had asked me for a ride. And we got to talking on the way home, and she asked me if I had ever had a BJ while I was driving. And I said no, which was a lie, but, you know, I thought I'd reel her in that way. And she proceeded, and it was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Really?
Or had myself.
Wow.
So it was great, man. So we were sitting down having a few beers, and I told them about it, and they're like, no way. We heard she was this big-time church girl, you know? No, she wouldn't talk to anybody. Miss don't even use foul language. And I told him, dude, I just took her home. We got to talking, and she did her thing. So the next night, one of the guys asked me, he goes, is it all right if I take her home tonight? I go, you're my guest, man. The girl doesn't have a car. You're doing me a favor. So he took her home. Sure enough, the next day he came back, smile from ear to ear. And I asked him, did it go down? And he said, of course. And I said, wow. And it went on and on for months. And I'm telling you, this girl was something else, man. There were things she wanted to do that I had to talk her out of, and I never had that happen.
So how many times was she passed around?
Oh, well, it was me, a guy named Victor, and a guy named Lubin. So there was the three of us. And the Lubin guy, he was about 400 pounds. And when we told him to hook it up, man, I mean, this girl, she just got shameless after a while. And we all knew that she knew, and she knew that we all knew that we were just, it was but it was never everybody at the same time. It was just one at a time. Whoever got to take her home that day, it was like a big raffle. It was like, Wednesday, all right, it's my turn. Yeah, it was great, man. It went on for like a year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. And at least I still remember her, man. Biggest freak you'll ever meet. If you ever run into her, great-looking girl, Hispanic, beautiful, just an insatiable freak, man.
Wow.
And she doesn't beat around the bush about it. She'll cut to the chase. She'll save you a lot of trouble.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Hey, Tom, thanks for letting me chew your ear off, man. It's been a privilege to tune in and find your show, man.
Excellent. Glad you did. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Robert on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Robert.
How you doing?
Do you care?
I most certainly do, buddy.
Doing great.
Right on. Well, I got a story of a girl I was with for a little bit, and she started passing herself around to my friends and then passing around back to me. And my friends would tell me about it.
And wait, were you aware of it?
Huh?
You were aware of it?
Towards the end, I was, yeah.
You were?
Yeah. And
you didn't care?
No, not after I heard of it. I found out what kind of chick she was, and I got no skin off my back. I went off and did my thing, too.
Really?
Yeah, and then, she still calls me up, and she knows I know, and we didn't, actually, we've been talking about getting back together and, doing whatever, and just having fun, and, it's just pretty cool, and me and a couple of friends...
You just pass each other around now?
Yeah, we're getting passed around from friends. So...
Wow.
It's a lot of fun, and I got a couple other friends that'll throw me some chicks my way every once in a while. And,
really?
Yeah.
Why don't I ever meet anybody that generous?
Hey, you just got to choose your friends wisely, Tom.
Obviously, my friends are not cluing me in here, not helping me out.
Oh, there's no love for you then, huh?
No love. I'm not getting any love.
Right on. Hey, Tom, take me out Kobe style, huh?
Here you go, Robert.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
So what's a guy in for if he goes out with you?
A good life.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. We're just 2 days away now from Boys Night Out at the Paramount Theater in Seattle. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. Or you can call 206-529-4051. Bobby Slayton's our headliner. No chicks. I mean it. You'll regret it. 206-529-4051 and go to Ticketmaster.com. We are a little more than 48 hours away from stepping on the stage of the Paramount Theater in Seattle. Seattle, we're about to start our 12th year on the air on 100.7 The Buzz. Wow. 206-529-4051 or go to Ticketmaster.com. By the way, if you can't remember any of that, just go to our website, blowmeuptom.com. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Stephanie on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
Well, it was just a greeting, I guess you could call it. My question was, are you encouraging all these men who are listening to your 101 to treat all women as whores or just the whores? Can you define the difference to me?
Well, first of all, I have no interest in whores because whores expect to be paid for their services.
Okay,
and I don't pay for services.
What I'm hearing...
I want women to be sluts. I don't want them to be whores.
Well, there you go. Okay, so let's define them as sluts then. Are you encouraging all these men, which obviously do, a slut deserves to be treated like nothing other than a slut, of course. But my question is your Leykis 101...
Well, first of all, this is not Leykis 101 right now. This is just our regular talk show here.
Right, but I have a stepson, and I don't have children myself. I have a stepson who's 14, and he listens to your show.
Yeah.
And we got in a discussion, and he asked me, all women deserve to be treated like whores. They basically, and I says, no, there's a difference. The difference is a slut, as you say, a woman of that, he's not in my car, so just so you're aware, a woman of that nature deserves to be treated just how she acts. There's a difference between a woman and a slut. And you need to know which is which.
First of all, there are an awful lot of women who are sluts, but not all sluts are women.
Right. But can you just explain the difference there?
Between a slut and a whore?
No, between... okay, would you encourage the men who are in your Leykis 101 to treat marriage material women in that nature?
Well, first of all, we don't see marriage material. We don't see that.
In any woman?
And certainly not for somebody 14 years old, no.
No, I'm talking just in general. I'm not talking about 14-year-old. I'm saying you've got high school kids, boys, that are turning into men listening to your program.
Yes. And these are exactly the guys who should be having sex for the sake of having sex. Not for getting married, not for having relationships, just for the purpose of getting laid.
Well, that I'm clear of, because you've got to go to school before you get where you're at, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is not that I'm encouraging just sex all the time or whatever the case may be, but my question is just clearly, do you feel or do you teach to these people that they should treat marriage material women?
What is a marriage material woman? A homely woman, a fat woman, an average-looking woman? What does that mean by marriage material?
My definition?
Yeah.
I would say a woman who of great value, a woman who would, help with the family, go to work, do half of what they need to be doing, help raising the children, not be around on anybody.
We can't use that word on the air, and you know it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not be sleeping around, but be there for you all in all, and be there for the family, and helping pull half the weight.
Well, again, I don't happen to believe that that's what marriage should be. I believe that a marriage should have defined rules, and that men should not be doing half of the child rearing and half of the housework. Men should be earning pay. Women should be taking care of the house. Traditional gender roles. That's what we teach on this show.
Right. Okay. So then you are stating that there are and
No, I'm telling men don't get married unless you absolutely have to.
So you believe that a man should just go through their whole life single and just sleeping around and having a good old time?
Why not? What is wrong with having a good time? Do you have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that. I feel that there's a choice and everybody has a choice. And if you feel that...
There's nothing in it for men to get married. There are two reasons for a man to get married. There are two reasons in the world. One is if they insist on having children. Not the woman's idea, but the man's idea. If a man wants to have children, he should plan on staying in for the long haul. Okay, That's one. The only other reason is if you're dating a woman from another country, something I also recommend, and that woman needs a green card and she either has to go home or you can't continue the relationship, so you marry her to keep her in the country. Those are the only two reasons.
To thank for all these diseases and all that crap.
No, there were plenty of diseases before I came along. There were no new diseases since the Tom Leykis Show hit the air. And people were having diseases and getting divorced and having sex for the sake of having sex long before I had a radio show.
People around.
Well,
I mean, just giving people props for passing people around. That's disgusting.
Well, they couldn't be passed around if they didn't consent. Do you understand?
Well, I do completely understand. That's why I was asking for clarification. So I guess if a man didn't get what he needed or wanted from one individual, I guess they would have to be passed around, and that's sad luck for them.
Well, that's exactly right. If a man doesn't get what he needs from the woman he's with, then he's going to get it somewhere else.
And, yeah, that's sad but true. But bottom line is I just want a clarification on, the question I had asked, and you had already answered that, and I think that, that's a person's opinion.
I mean, do you have a problem with that?
Nope. I think everybody has a reason, what they want, and if you know what you want and you stay with what you want, that's great. But I also...
You seem troubled by this conversation.
Huh?
You seem troubled by this conversation.
No, I just seem troubled, maybe, I guess, because it's frustrating to just hear. I guess I just got my feathers a little ruffled because when I hear on the radio about all these people just sleeping around, I find it utterly disgusting. And
that's what's going on, dear. Wake up. Half of all children between the ages of 11 and 15, half of all of them have engaged in oral sex. It's in the news.
You know what? I'm very much aware of that, and I'm very much sad. I'm just still...
We're not talking about you at 29 years old. We're talking about children between the ages of 11 and 15.
And that's really sad. And unfortunately, things
that's the way it is.
We hear on your radio station encourages.
All we do is reflect reality on this show.
Well, there's a difference between...
We don't tell 11 years old children to go out and have sex. We don't do that.
Well, you certainly don't encourage being monogamous.
That's not my job. And by the way, so you're telling me that at 11, it's okay to have sex as long as it's only with one person.
No, I'm not.
So what does being monogamous have to do with it?
Well, I just don't think that you're encouraging anything along those lines, which, you know what?
That's not my job.
Listening to your job.
My job is to reflect the reality that's out there. accurately.
I'm a little bit insecure about supporting your opinion.
I'm not the least bit insecure about it. I come in here every day and I bang out an entire program. I bang out 46 weeks a year of programming.
And the only thing I get out of listening to your program, I get some educational moments, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's really an eye-opener, like today on my way home listening to your show. It's an eye-opener, and, I mean, it just put me in awe to hear all those people passing people around, and I'm going, oh, my God. I can't believe people calling in and saying that. That's literally disgusting, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. But on another note, I'm just kind of sad that obviously you must be the most sexually frustrated one of them all.
Why do you say that?
Because that's all you express.
What do you mean that's all I express?
Yeah, about...
I talk about what the audience... Dare, you can't separate. I talk about what the audience cares about.
Yeah.
That's my job. You know, that is how I get people to listen, by talking about the things people care about.
Right.
Not talking about necessarily what I do or what I care about, but what they care about.
You do that very well, that is for sure.
That's my job. That's my job. Right.
Well,
my job is not lecturing your stepson not to do what everybody else is doing.
Oh, I didn't.
It's your job to deal with your stepson.
No, sweetie. I didn't ask you to lecture. I asked you for clarification.
Hang on a second. Rachel, what did you want to say to Stephanie here?
Oh, what do I not want to say? Okay, first of all, I am so irritated with all of these women calling into your show. It is absolutely 100% their fault that the men that call into your show, or you or whoever, has a bad opinion of women. Because it's nothing but stupid women calling in.
Projection issue, and if you seem to think
I don't have a serious
projection issue, sweetheart,
you've got good money.
Because obviously you're in the same bracket, honey, and I had no you or any loser
I'm not saying
like
that there's not things that they say that are up, okay? Or I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch my language. I'm not saying that there's things that they say that aren't messed up, or that there's not sick people that call into the show. It's a radio show. Get over it, okay? This is what they make their money off of. This is what they do for a living. This is how they get their ratings, by talking about controversial issues and having stupid people like you call in and ask for the definition or explanation so that you can give it to your son, because apparently you can't give it to him, or your stepson, of the difference between a slut and a whore, okay? Or trying to get like, you don't know what the difference between a slut and a whore is? You can't explain that to your kid on your
Come on. Whore is a slut who charges.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Maybe I can be one of your interns.
Oh, you can be one of my interns any time, but we put you through a rigorous training.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hey, hello there, Tom.
Yes, Kim.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I want to say that I really appreciate aspects of your program, and specifically, I think you're doing an extraordinary service to young men and men of all ages to educate them about what in the field of psychology is called the Cinderella complex. Okay, gold-digging women who want a whole lot of assets and so forth and so on, right? Greedy people who just cannot get their life together. So I thank you for that service. But what I'm calling about today is actually the last couple callers who were getting into it about the difference between sluts and whores and so forth, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to make a comment there that, see, I'm looking at Webster's here, and slut is defined as a dirty, slovenly woman. And I would really, really, really like to upgrade that thought and say that women who are embodied.
By the way, that's only one of the definitions. And generally, the meaning of the word slut in our society is a woman who gives it up easily.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to make a point around that. I think the gal who called in, I can appreciate that definition, but the gal who called in with a stepson, I believe what she was trying to say was, hey, let's create some dignity around women who thoroughly enjoy their sexuality and enjoy sharing it with a man or a woman, a healthy man or woman. And I think that's the main thing I want to call in about, because I listen to your show all the time. And I want to just say, look, the world is full of enough hate and put-downs. I want you to consider elevating.
Well, don't misunderstand. I'm not in the elevating business, not in the elevating humanity business. I'm in the advertising business. It's my job to attract the largest possible audience, talking about things from a point of view the audience really cares about. That's the only business I'm in.
The Tom Leykis Show.